I'm Joe, and this is Matt, and we are Robot Pool Party. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we'd like to basically tell you a little bit about our own certain projects that we've been working on, and maybe talk a little bit more about some of the movie announcements that have come out. Marvel dropped a lot of different movie announcements on us this week, and we're going to go through all of them with you.
Awesome. So I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, I started getting into running, and I had like a good time. Like, it's one of those sports where you're competing with yourself more than with like other people. And I know you're running a race with other people, but it's like if you can get faster and farther, you win. It's more than anything else. So I started doing that, and then I started jogging with a coworker, and he wasn't as fast or as as good as me. So basically, it was kind of. I don't know, we started talking about work, but that was boring, so we started talking about comic book movies, and that was a lot of fun. So I founded, is found or founded the word? Founded. I founded a Google Plus group for running for nerds that run in Austin, Texas. So I'll be down at Town Lake every Saturday morning, stupid early, and if you were to on Google Plus and wanted to join my group, I'd totally appreciate runners that want to sit down and run and talk about comic books. And I want to work with people of any level. So if you're just getting started and looking for something to get fit or to get talk about comics and move and get moving, I'll be glad to play with you. Joe's gonna be doing the logo for me. It's gonna be like a flash and a little runner's number thing. It's gonna be so cute because Joe specializes in cute.
I am adorable. Mm-hmm. Now, meanwhile, while Matt's doing all this running, I barely move. As you might know from any of our previous videos,
which don't exist yet.
Okay.
You're traveling through time.
Wait. I'm the creator of Woot Labs, which is a sci-fi superhero comic that is based around being family-friendly and, as Matt said, cute. I'd just like to talk a little bit about the comic to people that might be interested. Basically, if you were a fan of comics and cartoon superheroes that weren't taken that seriously, Woot Labs is something you might enjoy. If you were a fan of The Tick or anything like that, where the focus is more on the humor than the action, it's definitely something you might enjoy. It also has a focus on family with some premises for anti-bullying and a fair bit of support for GLBT characters. Basically, it's the story of a mad scientist that turns from being evil to being a hero, and the way she does it, she actually doesn't give up any of her villainous tendencies. So yeah, she's still a hero, but she's enforcing the law using a 10-foot tall mechanical cat, and a hypermutated lizard girl, and a penguin that is adorable but is still probably a crime against nature.
I love that penguin.
And my mustache is falling off.
Oh, we should probably tell them why.
Yeah, we should probably, I didn't grow this. We're here at Dragon's Lair in Austin for a HeroClix tournament today, and it's Halloween, hence the costume. We had a little bit of a costume contest. But yeah, that's the reason
I'm not anti-costume, I'm just lazy.
Fair enough.
I can see you judging me. I can see.
Just a little. Mm-hmm. Tiny bit of judging. No, I went as Bob from Bob's Burgers, which is a fantastic animated show, and I've inhaled half of this mustache. This actually was a lot bigger. It was like a foot-long hot dog of fake fur, but most of that has been inhaled at this point. But yeah, I mean, so we talked a little bit about our comic, talked a little bit about your running. So do you want to just get into the Marvel movies?
Actually.
Or do we have other stuff to talk about?
No, we've got some Marvel movies coming up. So, of course, the big thing is Avengers Age of Ultron on 5/1/15, the next big, crazy movie. And do I have to ask if you saw the trailer? Because you probably saw the trailer. You probably saw the trailer and went, boy, this is awesome.
It did look cool. Ultron looks very intimidating. He looks neat. He sounds cool. Even with the Pinocchio symbolism, it's still how it should have ended. Actually, just did a little spoof on the trailer, and it kind of focused on the fact that Ultron would have sounded intimidating no matter what Disney movie you had him playing. And it was very enjoyable, to the point where I think he's even like, I can show you the world.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, I mean, he looks cool. He sounds cool. Hopefully the movie will be solid. I mean, Marvel handles their own properties pretty well, except for Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 3 and Iron Man.
I wouldn't say Iron Man. Iron Man was pretty awesome. No,
Right.
dude. Iron Man was pretty schnazzerific.
Schnazzerific.
Schnazzerific. Don't even pretend that Iron Man wasn't awesome. But speaking of probably unawesome Marvel movies, Ant-Man comes out July 17th, 2015. I don't have any faith in this movie. I think it's going to be terrible because, like, Ant-Man was like a second string character to begin with. You know, I control ants. Like, that's not like a step above Aquaman because his stuff is at least on land, you know.
Well, you have the size changing thing. I mean, he could become Giant Man.
Well,
So
that would be
there's
cool
some-
if he was Giant Man more often.
But I don't know if they're going to introduce that. I don't know if they're going to just stick him as Iron Man, or yeah, Iron Man, Ant-Man. And the visuals could be neat. It could be like the Marvel version of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which would be fantastic.
Because it'd be Disney. And
Yeah, well, whatever. I mean, bring it in. Bring Rick Moranis back to do it. Drag him out of retirement. Rick, we want you to be Hank Pym.
that'd be great. That'd be way better than Paul Rudd.
Next one.
Next one. The next one is Captain America: Civil War, May 2016. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Civil War, so I really don't have a lot of hopes for this. They said it's going to be interesting. They said they're going to be playing up the tension between Iron Man and Captain America because there's no shield to be the villain. There's going to be no real secret identities and stuff like that. So they're counting on, well, I guess whatever happens in Ultron to like carry over to Cap.
Yeah. It's. I mean, I'm in the same camp. I'm not a huge fan of Civil War. I was not actually all that into Winter Soldier. I know that's not a very popular opinion, especially with Matt. I mean, I liked it. I was glad I saw it. I just wasn't blown away by it like so many other people were. And I think that's mostly because I don't really care about the Winter Soldier. And he was boring and he barely did anything. And if they would have marketed it more as, hey, Captain America and Black Widow and Falcon fight Hydra, yeah, I would have liked it more. But that's just me.
No, I like the idea. They should have done played up the whole like buddy aspect of it. Like, yeah, it's a buddy cop
And that would
film.
have been great. A buddy cop film. Lethal Weapon in the Marvel Universe.
Oh, dude, like, yeah, Cap and Sam just hanging out, dude. That'd be great.
Cap and Sam.
Cap and Sam. That's how I would have had Captain America 3. But that's Cap and Sam are bros.
What's next?
November 2016. Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange has had a lot of issues with casting. There's been a lot of rumors about who could be the leading man. I remember years ago, but when this movie was just a rumor, they were thinking Hugh Laurie was going to play him.
Really, Hugh Laurie.
He would have been interesting. Maybe a little too old for the role. I'm not entirely sure. But he's a pretty versatile actor. Whenever the middle seasons of House wasn't dragging him down. But now it is, the most recent rumor is Benedict Cumberbatch.
Which gives me hope because he was like the one good thing of Star Trek 2. Like, yeah.
He was good if he wouldn't have been Khan. Well, no, it was way too much fan service.
Yeah.
If they would have been like, here, you're going to be your own new villain and you're not going to be Khan, he would have been great. But I don't know. The most recent rumor before it was definitely Benedict Cumberbatch. It was definitely going to be Ewan McGregor, and I would have loved that.
I thought it was definitely going to be Joaquin Phoenix, and I'm like, who wants to see that?
Yeah, and then, it was Joaquin, then Ewan, and then Benedict. I would have totally gone for Ewan because I like him.
Obi-Wan?
Yeah, he was the one good thing in the one of the few good things in the prequel movies, and he's gorgeous, like crazy gorgeous. He's Ewan McGregor.
What? He's Obi-Wan. He will always be Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
even though he was train spotting.
All right, what's next on our list?
I guess the one that I've been super looking forward to, and I know you are too, Guardians 2, May 15, 2017.
Guardians 1 came very close to dethroning The Rocketeer as my favorite superhero movie. It was fantastic. Anytime that you're going to cast Vin Diesel, please just make him a mostly animated character that only has one or two lines before making people cry. Because that's what he does good at. He's a very talented man for a very narrow scope. But it was great. Chris Pratt was great.
The raccoon,
The raccoon
awesome
was
times
fantastic. Batista was entertaining. I never would have thought Batista.
Yeah, I would.
have been
I
good.
like when they told me Batista, I'd be like, that's really more of a Rock role. So I was impressed that we got like a Rock Jr. going on. So
It was so good. I mean, it was a really solid movie. The villain was kind of boring, but he was kind of also entertaining in how serious he took everything when there's literally a raccoon in a tree trying to stop him.
and the climatic battle was a dance off. I mean,
Yes.
so I mean,
That was what superhero movies should be going forward, and that it had the humor that I felt Winter Soldier lacked, and that was my problem with Winter Soldier is that it was too serious. I mean, I'm not a fan of comic things that take themselves too serious, like Batman. I mean, that was why I wasn't as into the Dark Knight trilogy as most people were. Maybe if somebody threw a pie every now and again.
that was a deleted scene in Dark.
All right.
Also in 2017, in July 2017, Thor 3 Ragnarok. Did you think it was weird that like Thor came out first, but it's getting its threequel later?
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's just because Thor's 1s and 2 were kind of on the disappointing side.
I didn't think so. I
Really?
like Thor 1 and 2.
This guy said he didn't like Winter Soldier, so like this is what you gotta balance his opinion with.
It's Thor is one of those movies that whenever I heard that they were doing it, I was like, this is not going to fly. It's too bizarre, it's too mystical, it's too supernatural for an audience to get behind. And I liked it. They knocked it out of the park with the casting. Chris Hemsworth is great. I forget the name of the guy that plays Loki.
You forgot the most important guy, Tom
I know.
Hiddleston?
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston. He's great. He does the role so well. The visuals were gorgeous in the movie. Like, Ewan McGregor, gorgeous.
So that's how we're gonna start rating stuff right now. We're gonna be like, that was 2/3 of a Ewan McGregor
Yes. It's 2/3 of it's going to be our unit of measure.
for gorgeousness.
But no, like the Rainbow Bridge looked neat, and just it was. I thought they were solid movies, and I really want to know what happened to the monster that was running around at the end and the after credits in Thor 2. Do you remember that?
No.
Like there's this one random like battle cat creature that escaped whenever they were doing all the portal stuff, and at the end of Thor 2 they just had it chasing a bird, and it was never like they never talked about what happened to it. So I'm hoping that it just becomes this thing that constantly shows up.
It'll just be catbirds.
Yes.
Cats chasing birds.
So yeah, I mean Thor 3, I'll watch it, I'll go see it on release day, I'll enjoy it probably. 'Cause, I don't know, I like what they're doing with it.
Speaking of 2017 and awesome, Black Panther
Yes.
in November. I'm really excited. Like, I was a big fan of Black Panther, the cartoon series. I'll admit I haven't read his books because his books don't stick around very often. But yeah, dude, I think he is the closest thing to Batman that Marvel has to offer. And I'm really excited about that. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. Obviously, they can't bring Storm in, which would be kind of fun, but kind of not. I mean,
Maybe they could do what they're doing with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Like, you can bring him in, just don't call him a mutant.
and just like call her Aurora, and like, and we like, cause like I guess they're not married in the comic right now. It's hard to keep track of the X titles, but yeah, I guess they're divorcing right now or something like that, which would, I guess.
Those are the stories that comic fans really like to hear, is the messy divorce titles.
And
those are always...
We want them hooking up
sellers.
and divorcing. We don't want them in the middle.
No, like, I don't know. I mean, I'm excited for a Black Panther movie. I mean, it's kind of groundbreaking in that we haven't really had a African American lead in a superhero movie yet. It's always kind of been like what they've given like the roles of sidekicks and whatnot.
We're hoping the Green Lantern reboot is Jon Stewart because Jon Stewart rocks.
Yeah.
And I've said that before, and I'll go on the record that Jon Stewart is the best Green Lantern.
He's not the best Green Lantern, but he's close. Now, the best Green Lantern is Kilowog,
That's true.
followed by Guy Gardner, followed by Chip, followed by that like guy the forearm guy that runs their computers.
Tech support guy is number 4.
Yes. Followed by Appa or Appa. I confuse him.
I think he's making up names now.
Well, I confuse the Guardian with the Bison from Last Airbender, because I know one's pronounced one way, one's pronounced the other, and then Jon Stewart, and that's the best Green Lanterns. But Kilowog's at the top,
Well, yeah.
especially
Kilowog.
especially in the animated cartoon. He was great in that.
He was the awesomest pig thingy, monster doggy thing
He is
ever.
a good pig dog alien guy, you poozer.
Poozers. 2018, it gives us Avengers Infinity War Part 1. And
Now, is that the one where we're probably going to have a different Avengers makeup by that point?
I think so. I think the Civil War is supposed to mess stuff up, but that's okay because they're hinting at new Avengers.
That's fine.
And they're hinting at Avengers. Should we stick into it? Yeah, I'll totally do it. Captain Marvel.
Yes.
Captain Marvel, July 2018. So like 2018 is already gonna kick booty. You got 3 months to like get into Avengers, and then you're like, bam, Captain Marvel.
Yes.
I do have a serious thing that's kind of like confusing me. That's like, I don't know. I'm not a big conspiracy theory, but this thing kind of like makes me stick out. They've been denying like Captain Marvel for the longest time, and their reasoning behind it is because they needed to set up the cosmic universe first.
All right.
But it's so weird how quickly, a week after like Wonder Woman, they announced a Wonder Woman movie, that they announced a Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's probably something that they might be rushing through, but hopefully they'll do a good job with it. Carol Danvers is a good character, and I would love to see the movie do her justice. She's great as Captain Marvel. She's an entertaining take on it. So yeah, I really hope they do it justice. I have more faith in Captain Marvel movie than I do in the Wonder Woman movie, just because
They are slamming stuff into the DC movies, just ridiculous amounts of stuff. Rumor. The rumor is the Wonder Woman movie is supposed to start off in the 20s.
Huh.
And then flash forward to the thing.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It could be a lot of fun.
It could be, but we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, with the DC movies, they're doing. DC is like rushing to cram as much stuff as they can into a short amount of time as they can.
And this is very scary, very distressing. This is not looking good for the fans. I think it's going to turn the DC universe into a whole bunch of Transformers movies, and that's
It's a shame.
yeah.
That's really a shame.
There's so much stuff they could be working with, and it'd be so good if Frat Boy wasn't writing all the movies.
Fair enough.
Who knows who Martian Manhunter is?
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, like nobody knows who Martian Manhunter is. Nobody.
That when he said
I imagine
that,
he had a backward baseball cap when he said that.
yeah, collectively every comic fan was like, "Hey, buddy, we know who he is," and we're all pretty much neutral positive on him, which is more than we can say for most of the Justice League. But yeah, well, less Batman movies, more Martian Manhunter movies. All right.
Are my eyebrows out of place? How do they look? No. Come on, that's funny! Late 2018, November, the Inhumans movie is coming out.
Yes.
I've never like really paid attention to the characters. I'm really not familiar with them at all. I've kind of got this distinct feeling that they're trying to make them into a discount X-Men. Since they don't have the rights to X-Men, they're going to go with what they've been doing in the comic books and make them like a new, like, oppressed society. They didn't ask to get these powers and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. That's...
I don't know enough about the Inhumans to really comment too much on that. Although I will say that Marvel has proven that when it comes to the cosmic storylines, Guardians of the Galaxy, and to a lesser extent Avengers, has proven that, yeah, they'll run with it and they'll make it work. So I don't think that the Inhumans are going to be too bizarre for Marvel. After they've had Rocket Raccoon and Groot, to the point where the two characters are now universally loved and known for two relatively obscure characters. I say, yeah, bring on the telekinetic space dog, Lockjaw. Bring on Hairball. Bring on all of them, and yeah, they'll make it work. I have faith in Marvel with that because they do crazy well. It's whenever they stay kind of remote to Earth, that's kind of when I lose interest, like with Winter Soldier.
I'm kind of the glimmerest of hopes that they're going to use this to hopefully, if not full-on introduce her, at least cameo Miss Marvel, because her origin is totally tied in, and it's one of the books that I've been like reading religiously. So I'm really excited. Should that happen, I don't know. That's 2018. I think the opportunity to spring like a young kid like series off would be great for them because they really just have adult heroes right now. I suppose you could say like Spider-Man, but that's not really owned by Marvel anymore. No. So, but yeah, I think having a teen would be great for them. A teen movie, person. Yeah.
Okay, what do we have next?
May 2019. Avengers Infinity War Part 2, and this is where it's going to get murderous. They're going to start kicking booty and taking names, and Thanos is going to start wrecking people. And yeah, totally.
And maybe Adam Warlock. Hopefully at that point.
Well, they did tease his Cocoon.
Yeah.
This could be all sorts of great, because then theoretically they could do Infinity Watch afterwards. They could do all sorts of stuff. But yeah, that could be just amazing and a half. And
And it leads up to the final Marvel movie, Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck, the Space Duck. It'll be great. It's actually going to be a trilogy, and he's going to travel through time.
Well, he's going to go with Man Thing. The two of them are going to travel. And yeah, it's going to be them.
There's my buddy cop flick right there.
That's it. Man Thing and Howard.
The thing. And that's just the Disney movies. There's been a confirmation of what's that stupid jerk face?
Michael Bay?
No, the other stupid jerk face,
Seth
the fictional
MacFarlane.
one.
Oh. The fictional stupid jerk face.
Oh, Gambit. They just confirmed a Gambit.
Oh,
movie.
yes.
Yes.
Not a strong enough character to carry a movie.
No, he's gonna be like Mon Cherie. Oh, Mon Cherie. I am. What's his stupid face?
Cajun?
No. The actor that they've been. He's kind of dumb. He beat. He was the sexiest man alive last year, but he's not in the face. He was the big dumber dancer from Step Up. What is his freaking name? Channing Tatum? Channing Tatum.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, no.
Well, there's one other movie that I heard today that was canceled. Well, not today, but this week. But for a while they were saying, "Oh, we're definitely going to do a Venom." Well, this isn't Marvel Studio, but I think it was the Fox Studio. Was like, "We're definitely going to do a Venom movie." And they've said this 3 or 4 times, and then they've backed out of it because a Venom movie would be terrible. And it's like they keep going, and then they realize, "Oh, wait, this is a horrible idea. Nobody's going to see this."
What I'd like to see would be a Flash Thompson Venom. You have to skip straight to Flash, and you'd have to play up. I don't know even how you could do it. You'd have to play the Venom as a bad guy. You have to play Flash as the bully, and how going to war changed him to being a better person.
You would need more than one movie to get people behind
But
the
you'd have to sit through a bad Venom movie first.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why.
Maybe if we sacrificed like a Spider-Man reboot, you know?
Well, we got plenty of them coming.
Yeah, some.
Yeah, I don't know. I've totally lost steam on the Spider-Man movies. I kind of haven't enjoyed one since the original Spider-Man 2, and which is a shame because I like Spider-Man, and I would like to see some more good Spider-Man movies because the villains are neat, as ridiculous and stupid as they are. They're neat. But yeah, I don't have a lot of hope for that franchise.
The super rumor that's been spread. That might even be spread to like optimist thinkers like me who want to hear this rumor, that want to believe in this rumor, that there's in negotiations to have Spider-Man and to be in Avengers 3. That's the super mega rumor. If anyone has proof, you'd be my hero, and I would love you for the longest time. Because I do like this Spider-Man actor, but like the movies they've been putting him in has been like meh. Meh.
Basically, well said.
Yeah. All right, so we got one more segment going on. It's my favorite segment where Joe, who doesn't read comics, makes fun of the comics that I bought today, and he doesn't know what I
To be
have.
fair, I read comics. I just don't read paper comics.
He doesn't read paper comics.
I read web comics.
because he's an artist.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've got some stuff for you to read and make fun of.
Well, I'm not going to read it because then I'd have to swallow a bullet. But we'll take a look and we'll see if we can give Matt a passing grade or a failing grade. Okay, so first of all, we've got Thunderbolts. I don't really even know who is in the Thunderbolts anymore, but I'm guessing from the cover it's Red Hulk, Elektra, Deadpool, Punisher, and who's...
the guy with the chains and the flaming skull.
Oh, yeah. What did it... I just see somebody with spiked bracelets. I didn't think it was Nicolas Cage, but apparently he made his way into the movie.
How do you not think Nicolas Cage when you see spiked bracelets?
Well, you see, I don't really know.
It's the final issue. I've been reading the comics. I liked it a lot. I thought the characters gelled together very well, and it just announces the thing and finishes everything off. So
Yeah, I really don't have anything necessarily against Thunderbolts because I am firmly in the belief that if you're going to make Deadpool a character to put in your comics, he needs to be in a team. Because I think alone, he is as obnoxious as hell.
That's why he worked out great when he teamed up with Agent Preston.
That's why it was good when he was teamed up with Cable. I mean, he needs a straight man. He needs somebody to be bounced off of. Like, I played the Deadpool game, and I know it's not necessarily the greatest indication of the character, but oh my god, it was so obnoxious. Like, I was actively trying to get him killed.
But you can't. He's vulnerable.
But yeah, I mean, he's just. I don't necessarily hate the character. I just think a little bit is enough of him. And then secondly, we have another one.
That was not fan service. I actually wanted this comic. It's really good.
Yeah, Bob's Burgers is a great show. It's Fox and I have a complicated relationship about cartoons. Simpsons was obviously a fantastic show for a very long time. Futurama was great before it turned to crap after they rebooted it on Cartoon Network. King of the Hill was consistently solid and good and clean and just awesome for like, I think 8 years that it ran.
And it had Machete in it.
Yeah, it had Danny Trejo in it. Which is fun because before Danny Trejo joined the cast of King of the Hill, there was a character based on Danny Trejo. But then whenever he joined the cast, he did not play the character that was based on him. Which, that's great. But no, Bob's Burgers is a return to shows like King of the Hill, or shows like old Simpsons when it was good.
And was it all gimmicks and guest stars?
Yeah, when it wasn't gimmicks and guest stars. Like, and I've talked a little bit about this with some of my friends that have watched the shows from as a kid. Especially, like, I despise Seth MacFarlane. And whenever they did the crossover with Family Guy and Simpsons, it bummed me out so much because we now have an instance where there was literally a rape joke in The Simpsons. And that just bums me out. Because it's not... Simpsons was never like that. They were smarter than that. They were better than that. And Family Guy is just an infection. Yeah, I hate Seth MacFarlane.
I like Family Guy. I like Family Guy a lot. I mean, not now because you can tell it's to the point where Seth MacFarlane doesn't care anymore. And
get a mustache.
Anyways.
Right.
So if you want to wrap this puppy up.
Okay, yeah, we'll wrap it up. Well, thanks very much for tuning in, and thanks very much for listening, kind of sticking with us through this. As you can tell, we're still kind of finding our places and kind of slowly getting into the process of this. So any feedback you have is very much appreciated. Any comments, any questions, anything like that. Especially on the topic of questions. If there's something that you'd like to see us talk about, let us know. And of course, if you could subscribe, follow us on Twitter, let your friends know, share it. Anything to kind of help us get the word out that we're starting this and trying to make it something awesome. We very much appreciate it, and thanks again for watching, and have a good night.